Okay, today let us show you some more vintage postage stamps. I have no idea what country this is from, so if you know, please leave a comment. Let us know, because some of these letters just look like they're backwards, so I'm not sure. But they are very nice find. Found these in my collection of postage stamps that I bought. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful with the horses and the men on the horses? That's a beautiful vintage postage stamp. But let me show you all that we have in this group, all from the same country. Here we go. Alright, first we have this one here. If you notice, these two are both the same, only the background in one of them is kind of grayish, and in the other one is brown. So these are both 5, both with the green trim. It's just the background is different. Oh, probably a different man too, because one looks a little more heavy set, but it might be the same one. If you know, be sure to sub me and let me know and leave a comment. Kind of interested in finding out. There's always a lot of whys when you look at old vintage postage stamps as to why, and there's always a story as to why they became a stamp. Alright, let's move right on. There's this one here, a 5. And we have a 30. Very decorative. A 15. I think these are all the same fella. A 50. Then a 25. A 3. And of course the one we started with is just amazing to see. I love that. To be able to put horses and men on a postage stamp, that's a work of art. That is really nice. There was some fancy designing in that. Okay, then this one here, a 30, showing you inside the streets or inside surrounded by buildings. I'm not sure. Over there it says 1914, so it's an old vintage stamp. Okay, and then we have a 10. And down here we have a 30. Well, this one is not a person. Just looks like a chandelier of some sort, or a special emblem of something. It's hard to tell, you know, where the post office stamped. Not sure. Okay, and then this guy here. If you notice at the bottom, it says 1912. So you know these are very, very rare stamps. The early 1900s. And 25. Okay, so of course the one that is so cool, it says 19 on the side. You can see 19 and then a 1, and then we don't know what's after that. So it's the early 1900s. Alright, hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more. Bye-bye now. Okay, this video is a bunch of mix and match, and I want to show you this special stamp. We've seen this design in a lot of other stamps, but I don't think you've seen one where the stamp is made this way. Look at this. It's almost like a see-through, what this stamp is made of. Unreal. I mean, you know, you can put it over something. Kind of see right through it. Unreal. See how thin? See how you can see through? It's almost like it's made from the paper. Remember we had the old sandwich bags? Kind of like wax paper bags to put our sandwiches in. Almost like made like that. I mean, very, very thin. I mean, look, you can see right through it. The opposite side. You want the horses going that way, you want the horses going this way. You know? See how you can hear it? Actually, the horses look really good this way, which is the right way. It's 1945. It's a 12. But look how good they look this way. Zooms in just as good. Just kind of see through. Look at that. Yeah, just made. And look at that. You seen anything like that? I've never seen a stamp like this before. So if you know of the reason why it's on such see-through kind of paper, it's almost like the wax paper from the old sandwich bags when we were little. Really different. And you know it's a stamp. I mean, it's, you know, it's not just one that they stamped at the post office because of the perforations around it. You know, look at that. Maybe the beginning of when they started, because it's a little rough on some of that. Have to stop and count them to see. But wow, look at that. Isn't that something? So let me know about this one. I'm sure you stamp collectors out there know something about this one. Maybe the value of it or why it's made like this. Kind of see-through and all. Very interesting stamp. Alright, let's put that back in the pile here. Let's show you the rest of the interesting stamps in this video. Here we have 6 plus 4. Doing construction. And here we have a 2. And this one here. Nice old one here, a 1. Here we have a 12 plus 8. Building a bridge. And we go down to these ones right here. This one says 35 stamped on it, but it's a 2 underneath. Look at that fanciness of the design. This one here says 70, but there's a 4 underneath it. And of course our interesting one kind of wants to curl up because it's like the paper. So delicate and fragile. Ain't that something? What an interesting stamp. I really badly need to know something about this. So if you know anything, please leave a comment. Okay, and here's a 10. Here's a 5. Then here we have a 15. And look at this one. This one's interesting too. Look at this. A 1 cent. Well, it says 7.5, but it's kind of blacked out. Then it says 1 cent on it. But look at that. Work in the fields. Like one of those lumbar wood collectors there. Look at that. Very nice stamp. Okay, so our interesting one that we definitely want to know, something about. Where's my hand here? Here we go. Is this one. So if you know anything about this stamp, be sure to leave a comment. and we definitely look forward to hearing what it's all about. I'm sure everybody else who's watched this video and never seen this stamp before will want to know something about it. So it's always nice to share, so be sure to share with us, okay? Alright, bye-bye now. That 1945, and the letters are spaced out. Up, down, up. And just about even. But what an interesting find. Very nice stamp. See-through. Alright, bye-bye now. Today we're going to show you vintage stamps from Liberia. This one here is the most interesting one, I feel, out of this collection. It's a 2-cent one. Very pretty, different looking. Very nice. Nicely centered. Good condition. Those are the things you look for. And you know, when you look at these, it's not just history, it's like history art. So, stamps are very valuable, especially the nice old ones, because there was more design in them. So let me take you through the ones we have here. Here we have 5. Here we have 30. Then we have a 25. A 10. This one's just designed differently, isn't it? Very nice. Here we go, this one for the flag with a 1 star, 50 cents. Very nice, isn't it? The Love of Liberty. Very nice one. So for those of you who collect flags, postage stamps, this is a good one to add to your collection. Okay, and of course the one we talked about before, the 2-cent. We have a 1 cent here, just to give you an idea of the land. Very nice. And this one here, a 2 cents. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll be bringing you some more vintage postage stamps. Today we're taking you to Australia to take a look at some of their rare vintage postage stamps. Look at this one with the ship and everything, 40 cents. I really like this one. This is really nice. It's not only history, but it's also art. That's the way to look at vintage postage stamps. Okay, that one's awful pretty too. So let's take you through them all. Starting with this one here. Okay, it's a 3.5D. If you notice, it says 1905 to 1955. Very nice. And this one here, 3.5A. Young Farmers. And it has 1928 to 1953. Ah. It's probably when they started like the 4-H clubs and everything. Alright. And this one here, 1945, 2.5D. Beautiful. Then here we have a 2. Australia, just the beautiful flowers. Simple stamp. And this one here is a 10. This is Australia Christmas, 1974. And here we have a 2C. Bird with an egg and a nest. And we have a 4D. All about the coal mines. Just to give you an idea of how things look like back in those days. And of course the one we talked about at the very beginning, 40C. And this one, look how interesting this is, the details in this. Look at that, it's a 5D. Isn't that something? What a beautiful, beautiful stamp. Okay, and here we have Goodwill to Men, Christmas of 1963, Australia 5D stamp. Okay, and then we have a 3. We have a 2D, Australia stamp. We have a 2.5D, 1846 to 1906. A 1D. Beautiful crown. And here we have a 5.5D. An ostrich. Beautiful. Here we have a 3.5D. Pan Pacific Scout. 1952-53. Okay, and we have a 3D, 100 Gold Years, 1951. And this one, 2.5C. And this one is 7C. It's got a purple tint to them. Love that hat. Okay, and a 3.5D, 1803/4 to 1953/4. So that's 150 years. Okay, 6.5D. Is 60. Cute little bird. And this one's the same as the other one, the 3.5D. Okay, so I have 2 of the same here. Oh no, it's a different man. Huh, because here's the other one. And here's this one. Alright, different guy. Alright, 3.5D. Also the 1803-4 with 1953-4. Alright. So the interesting ones of this one here is this right here. So I hope you've enjoyed my viewing these with you and sharing them with you. Be sure to sub me and we'll bring you some more old vintage stamps. Take a look at part of history. That's basically what it is. History and history art. Bye-bye now. Today we're taking you to some stamps, La Visa. This one right here, to me, is the most interesting out of them all, but we all have our own opinion here. But I like this one. This one's really nice. Simple. It's real. And you know that vintage stamps are not only history, but they're also a work of art. And very good investment too. You know, it's not like the stock market. It's going to go up and down. These just go up in value every year. You know, with all the technology, stamps are getting to be a thing of the past. So if you get your hands on some good old vintage ones, hold on to them, especially if you're in your 20s and 30s. It'll make a good investment for your retirement. So let's take a look at some of these. Now these three I have grouped together. This is a 20. Here we have a 30. And here we have a 50. All very nice and unique in their own way. Just different numbers on them. Okay, let's take you through the rest of them. There's this one here. A 50. Kind of just like the other one that I showed you, the blue one. Only this one's in pink. The one is in blue. And look at this one, 20. Look at all the details in this. Isn't that unreal? That's a work of art. That is beautiful. To be able to get all those characters in there like that. Beautiful artwork. Beautiful history. Okay, and here we have a 5. And here, the same as the one that I felt was interesting in blue. This is a 3. This is a 10. And here again in blue, in one different shade of blue. This is a lighter blue, and the other one was a dark blue. Okay, so maybe I'll change my mind here. I think this one's the more interesting one. So if you know anything about this stamp, know some of the history, or why it became a stamp, please leave us a comment. I'd appreciate it. And so would all the other viewers of this video. This is beautiful history and beautiful art. Be sure to join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more rare vintage postage stamps. Bye-bye now. Today we're going to show you some vintage postage stamps from India, or Indi. The only one that says India is this one right here. India 3P. And on the bottom it says 3 pies. Ooh, 3 pies. Have that delivered to you. Isn't that cool? 3 pies? Okay, I'll have mine pecan. Alright, the rest of these are Indi, so let's take you through them all. Starting with this one here. It's a 1. This one here is also a 1 cent. Look at that, isn't that cool? Look at the details in that. Nice scenery. Giving you an idea of the land. I'd like to know the story behind this one, why this became a postage stamp. See how it's nicely centered and everything, which is good. But there are a lot of stories, and you know, postage stamps is really an art, not just history. Call it history art. This one's a 20. This one's really kind of nice too. 5 cent. And this one here. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that lovely? Look at all the bottom lace and everything that's on there. Okay. Let's see, it has 1898 to 1923 on it. That is a beautiful stamp. So elegant. Alright, if you know anything about this one, be sure to leave it in a comment and everything and share with the rest of us. I'm sure I know I'd appreciate it, and so would all the others who are viewing this video. So share. And we have another one right here. Then of course the one we started with, the 3 pies. I call it pies because I'm saying it in the American language, but I'm sure that's not how it is in theirs. Okay, here's a 10-cent one. This is a 12.5 cent. 12.5. What do they do with the other half? Okay, and this one here is also a 12.5. Okay, and then we have a bunch of numbers. You have the 2 cent. You have the 5. Have the 1/2. 1/2 cent. Isn't that nice? It's pretty though, nicely designed. This one's a 4. Here we have a 2.5. A 2. 7.5. And another 5. Okay, so the most interesting one out of this video is this one right here, which is just so beautiful and so dainty. Love this one. So if you know anything about some of these stamps, be sure to leave a comment. Join me as a friend and we'll bring you some more vintage stamps. Bye-bye now. Today we're going to show you vintage stamps from Argentina. This one is so pretty. I really like this one. It's a nice story behind there, but look at the nice bench that she's sitting on. Lovely, out by the water. What a beautiful stamp. Alright, let me show you all of them. First we start with this one here. 25 cent, 1850 to 1950. Okay, then this one here, there's quite a few of them. There's like 3 of them. They're 15 cents. The plain Take It Off. Nicely centered stamp. A little rough as far as looks and everything. Definitely used, but it is nicely centered. Okay, then we have this one here, a 5 one. Definitely one of the rare ones. Of course, the one we just showed you, the beautiful bench. Very nice. And we have these two here, 5 cents. And we have this one here, which is a 2C. Look at that, you can see the planes flying. Either planes or birds, one or the other, I'm not quite sure. But everybody going. Look at all the details into that to make that stamp. That's what you call art. The art and history together in the stamp, which is what vintage stamps are all about. They're really artwork being preserved with the history of the land. Very nice. Okay, then we have 2 of these. They're both together. 1949. Very nice. Nice to see the little details on both sides of them, huh? Okay, then we have this one here. 3 cents. Taking of the hand. And this one here. Plane flying. This one here, 1850 to 1950, 20 cents or centavos. Then we have a 2. And we have 2 of these, 5 cents. Man and a lady together, both waving, with the eagle above them. And this one here, 15 cents. This one a 20. Here we have a 1. Really big building, huh? If you know what this building is, please leave a comment. It's always nice to share, and it's nice for everyone who watches the video to gain a little bit of history behind the stamps. I mean, there's a reason why these are on here. Oh, look at this one. This is a train with the horse with the wings flying right over. Wow, that is a beauty. Look at that. Wow. Okay. There's 1947 to 1951. Look at that. You know, I know the signs of the horse with the wings and everything, they go for an awful lot because they're hard to find now. So can you imagine a stamp with a train and that right on there? What a beautiful find. This is really a really nice stamp. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing this to you. If you know other stamp collectors who would like to see videos like this, take a look at some stamps, or people who just enjoy looking at history through stamps, be sure to share the video with them. It's always nice to share. Alright, be sure to join me as a friend, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Today we're bringing you Posti Italian postage stamps. Let's start from the very beginning. I think this one's the most interesting one out of this group. I really like that one. Alright, so first we have this one here. say 60, I believe. Then we have this one here, a 25, 30 anniversary. And we have the bell, 1915 to 1958. That's 40 years. Yeah, it's 58. All right. Beautiful design bell, isn't it? Look at that. It's got the extra design right on it. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful bell? Wow. Nice. Nice to see them when they're like that, because a lot of the bells from the old churches and everything are all being sold for church repairs, so it's nice to see one to remember. All right, beautiful one there. Okay, and the L60. See the church there. Beautiful. And we have some of these here. We have 30. Here we have a 5. Here we have a 25. And this one here that I showed you at the very beginning, Natty Leary. And this one here. Not really sure about these dates. But this one's very, very interesting. Okay, then we have a 500. This one here. 1858 to 1958, 100 years. And we have a 50. A 500. (1858 to 1958). Oh, is that the same as the other one? Yeah, it kind of is, only this one's got a black. It's around. See, this one here is brown for the trim around it. And this one here is black with the same inside. All right. We have a 40, a 100, $200, with a worried look on his face, 150, 70, and a 20. Okay, so I'm going to mark this one here as my most interesting one out of this video. So if you know anything about this one, please leave a comment, share with the rest of us, so we can gain the knowledge of what this one was all about and why it became a stamp. Because there's a reason for everything, and there's a lot of whys that go behind it, so we'd like to know why. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more vintage, rare, and old postage stamps. Bye-bye now. Okay, today let's take you through some stamps from Cyprus. That's a very nice royal looking stamp. It's a 1.5. Very nice. It says 1937. Alright, let's take you through all of them. Okay, now this pretty much shows you the same fella all through these, well, most of them here, the first row anyhow. And this is 30, kind of in purple there. There's 1 in brown. This is a half penny in green. This is a 1/4. Can you imagine that? 1/4? Really makes you wonder what year that is, huh? Must be a really old one. So if any of you know the year that it would say 1/4, by all means, please leave us a comment so the rest of us can know. There's always a lot of whys when you look at old vintage stamps. It's a 3/4. Oh, isn't that funny? A 1/4 and a 3/4. Wow. Makes you feel like it didn't cost much to mail stamps back at the beginning, huh? Okay, and this one's a 10. This is a different fella now. He's all the way to 10. Okay, now in this next row, it's pretty much the same guy. He just gives us a different view of the land. This is 4.5. Kind of grayish black. Here's a purple, which is 3/4. See the building? It gets you, to see how things used to be, how the buildings were and everything. So there's some really good history here and why this picture got put on the stamp. If you know, leave it in a comment. But see how beautiful that is centered? Fairly good condition. Does look like it's used. But those are the things you look for when you're collecting old vintage stamps. Especially the rare ones. You want centered. You can look at the gluing behind. That'll give you an idea of the time frame in history. But this is like a work of art. To be able to put designs like this together. Really nice. Here's some more buildings here. This one's a 4. This one's a half. Then we come down here. This one. Does it say something right there? Not sure. But look at the picture. How things were built back then. Isn't that nice? Okay, then the one I showed you at the beginning, the 1.5. And this one here is the 1/4. Looks like they're about to build by the water. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more old vintage stamps. Great work of art. Also a good investment if you start young, because the rare stamps are getting more valuable every year. It's not like the stock market that goes up and down. This just goes up all the time. Bye-bye. Today we're going to show you some vintage stamps from Ecuador. Okay, I kind of like this one here. Blue is pretty. Really shows up nice. Of course, some of the older ones will probably be like this one here. As an older stamp. So let's show you all that we have. Alright, first we have this one here, which is a 10 cents. And this one also is a 10 cents. Okay, then let's get down to this one. Is it 20? Isn't that pretty? Look how bright that orange is, huh? Beautiful. And this one here, look how nice. Oops, I got that upside down. Well, let's turn that right around for you. There we go. So much better. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love the color. It's just a scenery of the land. Fancied up around the frame, kind of. This is a good one to show you how centered it is, because that's some of the things you look for when you're collecting stamps. Is to collect those that are centered, unused, good condition, no rips, no folds. So this is a really good one for an example, only this one's used, of course. Alright, here's a 30. Some more of the land. The same picture. Funny how it looks so much different in different colors. Okay, then this one here that we showed you at the beginning, which is really nice. Okay, then we have this one here is a 10. Oh, that one was a 5, by the way. This one's a 10. Look at that. Very nice. And we have this one, which is a 130. Then we have some of these here. Like the first one I showed you in blue. This one's 80 in pink. The hairdo thing. You get to see it in pink, then you get to see it in blue. This is a 30. And you get to see it in purple as a 20. Everything's purple. The dress, the wings, the hairpiece. And you get to see it in brown as a 10. Then in green as a 5. So this is a good little set if you're collecting these and everything, because I got 5 of them. Okay, and then we have part of the map of the land, which is 10. And we have it here as 20. Then here as 30. See how nicely centered that one is? Not used. Those are the good ones. That's what you want in your collection. Okay, and then here we have a 20. Beautiful bird. Cardinal. And then this one. Alright. And these are our Ecuador stamps. So I hope you've enjoyed my showing them to you. These two are I think the more rare stamps in this collection. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more. Bye-bye now. Today we're bringing you stamps from Netherlands. I think this one here is a very interesting one because it's kind of bluish on the outside with pink inside with her picture. But this is one of them, when they stamp it, it's with the holes and everything. So you can't clearly see her, but it's a 15-cent one. But let me show you all that we have here. So here we have the lion with a sword in his hand, 45 cents. No, 1945 Netherlands. It's a 7.5 cents. Ooh, okay, now that's a difference, isn't it? I've seen the 45 in the corner where usually we have the price on today's stamps, but then I seen the 19 in front of it. So, there we go. 1945, 7.5 cents. Very interesting. Okay, then we have this one here, the 30 cents. And we have the 4 cents. Industry area there. Ooh, and up here we have a 10 cents. 1902 to 1952. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Nicely designed stamp. Okay, then the one that I started to show you at the beginning, 15 cents. Then we have the 20 cents. And then here we have 1898 to 1938. 5 cents. And we go down to this one here. A 1. Straightforward picture. And we have a 5-cent one here. And this one's of a young girl here, 5 cents. Must be a story behind that to end up on a stamp. So if you know that, please go ahead and share with us. It's always nice to learn something about other countries. Okay, this one's a 1. Then we have a 10 cent. Then we have a 10C plus 5. Makes you wonder why it's written that way. I've been seeing quite a few of the stamps when I'm going through them. They have a number and then they have a plus something. So 10C plus 5. A young girl. If you know the history, please share. Here we have a 10C. Wow, can you imagine that collar? I would hate to have to spend the whole day with that collar on, huh? Look at that. Whew. It's like walking around with a tire around your neck. That's a hard one. It says 1575 to 1950. Whew. Okay, oh, here's a beautiful pink one. All pink. Very royal. It's a 5C. 5 cent. Here's a 2C. This is 1852 to 1952. All right. 100-year celebration. Must be celebrating electricity. Very nice. Okay, and here's a 10-cent one. Then we have the birds all shaped like a bird. Flying, 12 cent. And down here we have a 1/2 and a 2. Okay, so quite a few little interesting ones here. So, if you know any stories behind some of these pictures, we'd all like that education and that extra knowledge about the country. It would be really nice. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll be bringing you some more vintage postage stamps. Bye-bye now. Today we're going to show you stamps from Monaco. Look at this one. I find this one to be very interesting. Isn't it kind of cool? One centime perceiver. I just love all the design in it. Simple, but yet very decorative. Very classy. Very nice. Alright, so let's show you all that we have here. So, first one is right here. A triangle. Really nice. And we go down to this one here. A 1 dash, or oh, it's a 1F. Just the outline of a person. Isn't that something to have a stamp like that? Just the outline. Okay, and then we have this one here. There's his picture, and then you see a picture of the lady back too. Behind every man is a good woman. That's what it seems to represent to me. If it works, right? Okay, that's a 1. Same thing in 2, but brown. Again in green as a 5. Okay, and then we have this one here, 20. This one's different. Nice purple, nice pillars. And this one here is just stamped on a card. So this is really different. It's a 1. Okay. And we have this one here, the little elephant, the 1F. Isn't that cute? He's pulling along the hot air balloon. An elephant pulling a hot air balloon. That's cool. That is really nice. It's cute. Okay, and then the one that I felt was really nice here. Interesting one out of them all. Very nicely centered, unused, in good condition. Those are the things you look for in vintage stamps. That's a good one. Okay, now this one here is a 2. Look at that. Almost like having, it's a royal checkers. Looks like checkerboard there, huh? Very nice. Then you have it here as a 10 in blue. Really nice. 2 men standing beside it with a sword. And then we have it here as a 1. Kind of a deep green. Okay, then we have this outline of 1F. And we have this one, 1C. And this as a 2. Kind of like the other ones there. Guys with the swords. We have a 2 in green, a 1C see in brown than this one. This one's rather interesting. Different than the others. Simple. Okay. So, if you know anything about some of these stamps, be sure to sub me, leave a comment, and stay tuned for some more old vintage postage stamps. I just think this is so cute. The elephant pulling the hot air balloon. Gonna have fun with everybody else. Very nice stamp. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, today we're going to bring you some vintage stamps from Honduras. So here we are. Kind of like this one here myself. Looks nice. Love the design that's on the side. You know, that's in the corners and the bottom. Kind of cool, huh? See how they all have that? Very nice. Right, let's start from the very beginning. Here is a 4. I don't know if you can hear the dove in the background, but the dove's in the kitchen, just going. Isn't that a beautiful picture, huh? That's a 4. Here's a Honduras 5. It's an Olympic one, I believe. Here's an official one of the flag. And look what they had the stamp. The stamp was, or maybe it belongs right on it because it says official 1905 to 1955 in the red with the two hands together. So that stamp on top of the stamp. So if you see, the one is in the left hand bottom corner and then the one on the right hand corner is going the other way. So that's a little different to see that on a stamp. Okay, here we have Honduras L.0.40. Look at that. Just to show you a little bit of how they lived. It's like a map, along with a little bit of the architect of the place. So that's kind of special in its own way, isn't it? Very beautiful stamp. Almost like a coin there in the middle, on top. Very nice stamp. Nicely designed. Okay, and here's a 1964 with the two flags. Again, the one is one way. Oh, turn it around. Okay, there you go, I guess. Guess it's this way. You look at the ones and you try to put one right, and one's right and one's going to be wrong no matter what. Kind of cool. All right. 1964. Okay, and here we have an 8. Look at that, very nice. Love it. Love to see all the design. I mean, this is art. You know, with all the designs and everything, and the creativity of the design, of thinking of putting it on a map to begin with. A stamp. Here we go. Alright, everybody's sitting on the bench. What a beautiful little table there. That's a 5-cent. Here we have a 6-cent. Look at that. Showing you the land, buildings and everything. Beautiful. Nice. Nicely designed. Okay, here's another one. You got to turn all around. Get one of the twos right. Okay, this one, I'll go this way with it. Here we go. Another 1964. Okay, and then this one here, 15, another 1964. So in 1964 they done a lot of these different values. Okay, now this one here that I find very interesting says 1903. Wow, cool. So here's a 1903 stamp. Here's a 1907 stamp. 6. That's an easy way to know. If they print it right on the stamp, what year? Very good. Love it. Okay, another 1907. It's a 1. Ah, this one does not say the year. That was maybe before they started putting the years on it, but it's a 5. Oh, and look at the picture. Very nice. Okay. Lovely design. Beautiful picture. Alright. So, out of them all, let me see. Maybe this one right here. The 1903 1 cent. Or 1... Yeah, 1 cent. It's the best one out of this group. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll go find some more rare. Maybe a little bit more rare than some of these here. And we'll bring them right to you. Bye-bye now. Today we're bringing you videos from Baja Walper. I may not be pronouncing it right, but close enough, right? Alright, most of them are encased in this little plastic for protection, just to keep them good, all but for one of them. Okay, so let's take you through them all. This one here is a 1.5. If you know what this emblem represents, I mean, it's like people around the world. But if you know the story behind it and why it was made this way, please leave a comment and let us know. If you see, this one is perfect, perfectly centered, has not been used, very well protected, so it's in good condition. And that's the way you want to look at stamps. You know, if you're collecting and that's what you're looking for, this is it. All this niceness right here. Okay, so if any of you know maybe the year that these were made and everything, that would also be nice and helpful. And it's always good to share with others, so I'd appreciate it, and so would others who are viewing this video. So this is a 1.5. It says Anna. That one says Anus. This one here just says Anna 1. It's in pink. It's got some little red writing in it, and you'll notice some of them do and some of them don't. So I don't know what that's supposed to represent. I'm trying to take the glare out for you. There you go. Very beautiful stamps. Very nice. Okay, and here's a 2.5 in blue. If you notice, there's some of that red writing on that. I don't know if that's supposed to mean something. If it does, please share if you know anything about it. Because some have that little red writing. It's the same writing, and some don't. Okay, and we have this one here, 1.5. Kind of an orange. The other one was kind of in pink. Oh, the other one was a 1. The other one was an orange too. Okay. So we have 2 of them that are the same. Okay, and then this green one. Now this green one does not have, it's a 9 pies. This green one does not have red writing on it. Then I have one that does. Okay, and this one's a 2.5. These are kept in very, very good condition. See if I can take the glare off there. And this is the one that has the red writing on it, which is also the 9 pies. You notice the other one did not. So there's a difference. So if you know what the difference is, please let me know. It was the same as that one, even though it was the same as the other one. This one had the red writing on it, while the other one over here did not. So there's a difference there as to why they have it and why they don't. So if you know the reason, be sure to let me know. I don't know if that's the postage stamp, you know, to show that it's been used. I'm not sure. Okay, and then we have this one, Anna. Now if you notice, this one does not have the red writing on it, but the one on top here does. So there's a reason for some of this. So if you know it, be sure to let me know. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more unusual and rare vintage stamps. Bye-bye now. Today we're bringing you some very unusual looking stamps. It's post Prazanis, and they all say 1914 on them. It's really strange to see, you know, nice silver all the way around it. But they're beautiful stamps with the eagle and everything. So, of course, I don't know what country they come from, but if you know, please leave a comment and let us know, because they are beautiful. Look at that. So let's take you through all of them. Okay, we have these right here. It's a 1CH 1914. Almost, well, they're not cloth, but they feel different. Very different paper. Okay, so this is a 1CH 1914 vintage and rare postage stamp. Here we have a 24 1914 rare vintage postage stamps. Look at that. Look at the design, and nicely framed. Very nice. And here we have a 9CH 1914 rare vintage stamp. Then we go into the ones that are lined in silver with an eagle above it. This is a 5KN 1914 rare postage stamps. Look at the beautiful little people underneath that platform there. It's like a shelf. Very design. I mean, this is art. This isn't just history. This is art at its best. I mean, look at that. Unused, which is a high quality. Centered, which makes it even more valuable. You know, in good condition. Those are all the things you look for when you're collecting old vintage stamps. With all the technology and stuff, this is what you want to collect. You know, it's not like the stock market that goes up and down. This is it. This goes up in value every year because of technology. This one's a 3. It looks like KR, not KN, unless the N's been cut off. The other one was an N. This one's a KR, 1914. Isn't that beautiful? All the detail in this design. Amazing. Beautiful, centered, silver framed around it. Very nice. High quality for sure. Okay, and this one actually is in pink. It's a 1914. This is a 2 KN. Looks like KN. With the eagle above. Isn't this beautiful? Alright. So, if you know anything about this, please leave a comment. I look forward to it. And share this video with others who are interested in collecting vintage and rare postage stamps. Alright, be sure to follow me as a friend as we bring you some more rare and vintage postage stamps. Bye-bye now.